Mega yachts are fairly prevalent among the wealthy, and along with jets and mansions, they are one of the most apparent representations of their wealth to the majority. Mega yachts are opulent sailboats boasting a professional crew and dimensions that range in length from 79 feet to 500 feet. There are many pricey yachts available, and we will look at the top 5. Sam Tucker is the director of super yacht research at Vessels Value, a renowned vessel valuation firm. When questioned, he had a few words regarding the mega yacht sector by 2020. Demand for lavishly high-end yachts has outstripped supply, and it's tough to get a slot in a new build yard. They're completely booked. In other words, 2020 was a fantastic year to be wealthy or a big boat maker. In today's list, we'll look at the 5 individuals who spent the most money on their voyage over the 7 seas. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up with our upcoming videos. Number 5. Dubai, $400 million. Blom and Voss, in partnership with Lursen, launched the project of constructing this ship for Bernays Bolkiah, Prince Joffrey, in 1995. He did not, however, complete the construction. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the leader of Dubai, took over and completed the project in 2001, boasting a length of 530 feet and a beam of 72 feet. This was the biggest yacht from 2006 to 2009. It offers some of the most luxurious amenities on its 8 decks, which can accommodate 88 employees and 115 guests. A 10-meter swimming pool, a squash court, a movie theater, 20 water bikes, a nightclub, a lobster tank, and an immaculate dining area that seats up to 90 persons are readily accessible to guests. The ship also features a helipad and 2 long motorboats, and the 4 MTU-20V diesel engines will transport all of this opulence through the vast oceans at an average speed of 26 knots and a distance of up to 8,000 nautical miles. Number 4. APlus, $527 million. When it comes to enormous yachts, the Emirates are the market leaders. They possess more than half of the world's most costly super yachts, including the APlus, which costs $527 million. Mansur bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the owner of famous English soccer team Manchester City, owns it. He is the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, as well as a member of the Abu Dhabi royal family. The APlus is 482 feet long and has a beam height of 70 feet. Despite its sheer size, the vessel can still transport itself across the waters at an average speed of 22.9 knots, with a top speed of more than 25 knots. This acceleration is due to the twin peel stick engines, each of which produces 7,990 horsepower. Although having been launched in 2012, APlus, originally known as Topaz, is now the 8th biggest yacht in the world. It features 8 decks, a swimming pool, 2 helicopter pads, a jacuzzi, a fitness center, a conference room, a theater, a tender garage, and underwater lights. The rooms are huge and decorated in a luxurious style, and the crew and personnel provide the greatest culinary and hospitality treatments to Sheikh Mansour and any other guests. Number 3. Azam, $605 million. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan owns this massive yacht. Sheikh Khalifa is Sheikh Mansour's half-brother, and as the head of the UAE's ruling family, he also serves as the chairman of the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, which manages assets worth almost $900 billion, the largest controlled by any ruler anywhere in the world. So, with all of this wealth and status, possessing one of the biggest private mega yachts in the world at a cost of $605 million and an annual cost of $60 million may not seem like such a huge thing. The yacht was built and released in 2013 by the German shipyard Lursen Yachts, and it has a length of 590 feet, a salon of 95 feet, and a beam of 59 feet. Despite its massive size, the 2 gas turbines and diesel engines produce up to 47,000 horsepower, allowing the behemoth to travel at a top speed of 32 knots. While the ship shoots over the open waters at breakneck speed, its 60 employees and 35 passengers slow down to take in the scenery. The Azam is appropriately titled, and the yacht's name is an Arabic term that translates to resolute in English. The foreship is around 50 meters long and equipped with a helipad. There are approximately 50 accommodations, a master suite, and various other luxurious amenities fit for royalty on the multi-deck boat. Apparently, Nada Yachts' Christopher Leone was responsible for the interior design. The most outstanding aspect of this yacht is that it was built in just 3 years by Lursen and Leone. At nearly 600 feet, the vessel is 57 feet longer compared to the Eclipse. Number 2. Eclipse, $1.5 billion. Blom & Voss is a division of Lursen, the world's largest shipbuilding enterprise. Blom & Voss began by specializing in military boats, the most famous of which was the Bismarck. They inaugurated the Eclipse in 2010, 6 years before it was purchased by Lursen, and it stands at 533 feet tall. It served as the longest yacht up until the Azam arrived in 2013, and it is still the world's 4th longest megayacht. The Eclipse is propelled by 2 strong diesel engines that provide about 40,000 horsepower and move the yacht at 22 knots. Blom & Voss have connected a missile surveillance system and a submarine that can descend as low as 50 meters under the water to stay faithful to their military background. However, protecting armed assaults is not the only function of this yacht. The ship is outfitted with an anti-paparazzi system that prevents digital cameras from snapping pictures. The technology employs a laser shield that emits infrared radiation in order to recognize a camera's sensor and beam strong light on it, rendering any photograph obsolete. The Eclipse contains 24 guest cabins, 2 huge pools, a disco hall, and 2 helipads. Roman Abramovich, a Russian-Israeli wealthy businessman, has ownership of the yacht. He also happens to be the owner of the English soccer team Chelsea, the current European champions. He and Sheikh Mansour spend a lot of money on their clubs, sometimes to the point that the authorities have to penalize them. But nothing is too much for Mr. Abramovich, as his Eclipse superyacht, which is presently worth $1.5 million, is only a portion of his $18 billion fortune. Number 1. History Supreme, $4.8 billion. This is the smallest vessel on our list. It is not particularly quick and has the fewest utilities, but it is solely covered in gold, platinum, and other precious metals. Stuart Hughes, a Liverpool luxury designer, is claimed to have designed it in 2011. Hughes did not say who operated the project when he launched it, although hints suggested it was Malaysian billionaire Robert Kwok. He is one of just 3 Malaysians with a fortune in excess of $5 billion. While the other 2 have net worths of $5 billion, Kwok has a little more than $10 billion, making him the clearer suspect. Considering the vessel costs the same as the other 2 billionaires' net worth, the yacht boasts a beautiful master suite with a meteoric stonewall and a sculpture fashioned from genuine T-Rex dinosaur bones taken from Arizona and valued at $89,000. These vessels are all quite pricey, and you have to ask, what benefit could come from such pride? Peter Lursen, the CEO of Lursen Yachts, claims that around 6 million hours of labor were used in the construction of these vessels, which amounts to employment for almost 4,000 families, not to mention the number of employment produced while these vessels are being maintained. Despite its arrogance, we learn to recognize that the wealthy's luxury lifestyles help fund the lives of ordinary people. So what are your thoughts about the world's 5 biggest and most expensive super yachts? Which one was your favorite? If you had $10 billion, would you buy a yacht? If not, what would you buy? Comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our future videos.